Welcome to Tantrum House Studio D. I'm Kevin Delp. Today we'll be looking at inserts for board games from Meeple Realty. I'm going to list all of the ones I'll be talking about in the description below, so let's get started on today's video. The first insert we're going to look at is compatible with Reef from Next Move Games. Here are the spot for the player boards. This piece is actually used for the expansion, which we don't own the expansion, but there's an expansion already out for Reef. A couple of neat things with this insert. Number one is the top part of the insert here has a spot, or has a number of spots that have numbers in them. This one says 4, and this one over here says 6. The number of tokens you put in there. It's neat because the number of tokens helps you with setup. Based on the number of players in your game, you're going to need a different number of tokens for each game. So in a 4-player game, you're going to use all of them. I think a 3-player game, you use all of these plus these. And in a 2-player game, you wouldn't use any of these up here. So, helps with ease of setup. The other neat thing is actually the insert itself. The design has a nice water theme to it, instead of just the wood. It's got some engravings. Place for the tokens, score tokens. Place for your cards as well. Let's move on to another one. The next insert is compatible with Century Eastern Wonders from Plan B Games. This is called the Islands of Indonesia. Century actually did put in a plastic insert in, but I actually found it very difficult to make everything work properly. I'm really appreciative of Meeple Realty's thought behind the insert for this game. So first you have a little board here to place all your some of the tokens you use throughout the game for some of your bonuses that you can receive. The this piece is pretty cool here. The design of this piece right here is almost worth it itself. It's kind of very, very cool. So on the side, there's these little turn knobs, and if you turn them, you actually unlock the top for the tiles inside. I think that's pretty ingenious. So, and I will lock them back up. So now I can hold it from the actual top, and it's very sturdy. I didn't use any glue or anything with any of these inserts. I may glue some of them. There was one or two that maybe were a little loose, but overall, very, very tight fit. This piece here holds your player board. The boat, of course, goes in the game. They also sent us, I'll sort of take it apart here. There's this plastic insert. So transparent board that holds all the pieces. I think this might be extra and add-on, but if you don't have this, the wooden piece still comes with it. Pops out pretty easily with the hole back here. This to me is worth getting, so you can put all the outposts on your player board. So you have all the different player boards, blue and black and pink, and a nice tray for the different spices as well. Holds the cups, and they actually interlock on top of each other like that, so you can see. So I actually, at the very beginning, I was trying to place these two pieces on top of each other and it wasn't fitting properly. And I was like, oh, they interlock. So this is a first player marker. And then this holds some more tokens, another cool design that slides apart. Oh, forgot how to slide apart. So they are for some of the points that you're trying to get. Pretty cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. This next insert is for the Estates from Simply Complex, which is an imprint of Capstone games. Now, for this insert, it actually doesn't hold all the blocks. It actually is for the game itself, which is neat because in the game, during setup, you actually need certain rows of building tiles, or building blocks. You need 3 rows with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You need 8 in each row. And the blocks fit in there very, very nice. And you're supposed to put them number side up in the game. So you're pulling a certain number of blocks from the bag and putting them in here for your game. And then you also put out these roof tiles, but they're supposed to be face down, which is for gameplay. So you're actually putting them face down. They fit really, so you fit really good there, face down. It works well, and it has spaces for other things as well. There you go. So that is the Estates insert. Let's move on. This next insert works with not only brass Lancashire, but also with brass Birmingham. We have the deluxe version I'm showing here. The unique thing about this insert from Meeple Realty is that it uses the insert that Roxley Games created for the game. The boxes here are for the different players, and you actually put the your player token here, and then all the different tokens go inside here, and you can use them by the different phases, the different Roman numerals, so you can put all your trains and canals in there. I think this is the only one of all the inserts I'm talking about today that I actually had to use a hammer to actually make it fit. Really, I mean, they were tight. These are really tight. All the other inserts that I talk about today, I don't think I used a hammer for any of them, but the sides were just really, really, really snug. So I had to get that out just to help it fit together. And once I just did a little tap on them, they just popped right in place. So, oops, forgot to put the player token back in there. So not only does it come with these boxes for your player, different players, but it also comes with this little tray as well to hold your cubes, resource cubes, and some tiles as well. So you can use this insert for not only brass Lancashire, like I said, but also brass Birmingham. So let's move on to the final and last insert. This last insert is for Root and also works with the expansion, the Riverfolk expansion for Root. One thing I didn't mention is that the instructions for all of the different inserts were well laid out. They show you what it comes with, not unpunched, and then it has step-by-step instructions on how to put it all together for each of the inserts I showed you today. I just want to show you the last one here from Root. It showed you where everything goes as well. So let's take the boards out and I'll show you the insert for Root. So here is all the different things for Root. Here's some stuff for setup. So you have some cards, place for cards. You have a little slide out tray for your dice. Oops, I'm not sure what that dice is doing in there. Here's another place for card. Oh, I remember what this one is. This is cool because not only does it have a top to this that uses for the top for these cards, for the different cards here in root, but the bottom, it snaps in here so that when you're playing, you can actually, like this, hold it like that. There we go. And you actually can pull the cards out like that. Isn't that pretty cool? That pretty ingenious. Very good. Meeple Realty, I'm impressed. And then each faction has its own case as well. So you can have all your wooden pieces in there. There's a nice little dividing thing for raccoon. There's the birds. I do not own the Riverfolk expansion, but it has the otters and the lizards cases. And then here are the Marquise des Cat. There's also a little tray. I believe you can use the top part here for like a first player marker that you can like pass around during the round, or just to keep track of stuff. And then another tray here for tiles. So that was a bunch of different inserts from Meeple Realty. I think some of my favorites were the ones for Reef and the one for Century Eastern Wonders. Just the design of them was pretty cool. But all of them are well made. You could tell there was a lot of thought put into them to make they fit well in the box. But not only that, they're used to help you set up the game faster and to make the gameplay experience more enjoyable. So kudos to Meeple Realty for all these inserts and all the ones on their website. I would encourage you to check them out. These and other inserts at meeplerealty.com. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to Tantrum House.